This is it, RJ, the final regular season game of the year.
I think overall it's just optimism in general. They both want to end the regular season on a high note with a win, but expect a competitive game tonight.
Looking at the starting five for the Boston Celtics. Tatum at the 4 with Kata in at the 5. White and Brown team up as the backcourt. And it's Hauser in at the 3, the small forward.
A flashy ball handler at times, Brunson knows how to carve up scoring opportunities for himself.
Tatum with it, and it's Anunoby picking him up. Tatum drives in. Hauser outside. It's Brown on the wing. 5 on the clock. Towns with a rebound. And Towns has got the ball here for the New York Knicks. Pass to Brunson. Towns on a screen. It's deflected. And Boston pushing it up now. Brown passes to Tatum. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
Bridges outside. White against Brunson. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. And it's Brunson again missing. On the wing, Hauser fires from deep. Drains the triple.
Every year that Tatum is in the league, he just improves his passing.
The Knicks have gone 1 for 3 so far. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, Mike Brown had a few moments to share with me. We briefly talked about Jaylen Brown and what kind of defensive mindset you have to have against him. And he said, we have to be willing to work just as hard as he is. We have to fight through every single screen, talk to one another, and contest every shot we can. Sounds like it'll be an all-out effort against Brown here in this one. Back to you, Brian.
And Allie, thanks.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And since the turn of the century, die-hard Knicks fans had dealt with some lean years, Grant, until recently.
No doubt, BA, and they're happy to see meaningful games. The arrival of Jalen Brunson just changed things, and they've gone all in to surround him with talent.
Both free throws good from Brunson. All right, Grant, can you talk about what Jalen Brunson has brought to the Knicks?
You know, BA, he's made them relevant again. New York can be a demanding place to play with the expectations and the media. But he's taken the bull by the horns and had immediate success.
Towns passes to Brunson. And here's Hart. Boston pulls it in, coming off a win against the Hornets.
Oh, man, they were in total control, really doing anything they wanted. It was that level of dominance.
It really is fun seeing an offensive function like a well-oiled machine. I'll be interested to see if they can keep doing this.
Now here's Tatum. He played a great game against Charlotte. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
When you need to create a shot late in the clock, just get it to Tatum.
Bridges outside. Brunson against White. Towns a screen on White. And here's Brunson from the arc. Kata pulls it in. Kata's got 4 rebounds now.
He just looks off this quarter. Looks like he's forcing it a bit right now, a little bit in his head.
Up top, Tatum. He's covered by Hart. The kick out to White. Takes the 3. And Anunoby pulls it down. Knicks trail by 3. Pass to Hart. Denied by Tatum.
You can't throw that weak stuff up around Tatum because he will put it right back in your face.
Here's Kata. From behind the arc. Hauser, that's good. Hauser's got 6.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Outside White. Back to Hauser. And he banks in the layup. Give him 8.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Take a look at the leaderboard and see which players were the top shooters from three-point land this past month. Josh Hart on top.
Sometimes you get into a rhythm from long range, and you can ride that stretch for a while.
Boston on D. Pass to Anunoby. Now here's Towns. Outside Hart. Shot clock at 6. Towns, a screen on Tatum. New York needs to get off a shot here. And there's Towns on the assist from Hart.
And that's what makes Towns so dangerous offensively. He's a threat even when he's playing off the ball.
Outside, Brown. The 3. And it's Brunson with the rebound. And so it's Brunson who brings up the ball for the Knicks. Trailing by 5. Outside Anunoby. Pass to Towns. Three-pointer, Bridges. And the Knicks, another 3.
The top 2 things Bridges does well, defend and hit jumpers off the catch.
Bridges against Brown. Tatum, a screen on Bridges. And here's Brown for 3. The offensive rebound. And the shot goes in.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they need to emphasize rebounding going forward.
Now here's Anunoby. He's scoreless. Hart finds Bridges. Now Towns from deep. On target from range.
One of the better three-point shooting bigs. Towns has great accuracy.
Brunson against White. Inside. Here's Tatum. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Brunson against White. Pass to Anunoby. Here's Towns. Here's Bridges. And Brunson, here we go. Shoots over White. Brunson misses.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you gotta shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
Now here's Tatum. An effective score for them, scoring around 21.5 points a game. And Brown with the stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, Jaylen Brown, his hops are different.
Knicks trail by 5. Outside Anunoby. Tatum against Hart. Pass to Brunson. Towns outside. Puts up a three. Yes. And a nice assist from Brunson. And that's now 9 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And another one from distance. He's hot, and they keep feeding him.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. The floor is spaced for the Celtics, Richard, and they've launched threes at a record pace.
And when those shots are falling, they are tough to beat. But you live by the three, die by the three. Some say they settle when shots not falling.
If you see yourself on the big screen, then you know what to do. Show the move.
Clarkson's checked in for New York. McBride comes in for Mikal Bridges. Boston also changing it up. Vucevic, he's checked in for Queta. Walsh comes in for Jason Tatum. And it's Peyton Pritchard in for Hauser. Here's Pritchard. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. White, the pass to Brown. Clock at 6. Right at the free throw line. That's short off the rim.
Defense kind of rolled the dice there, and I'm a little surprised that it ended up going their way with the miss.
Towns passes to Hart. On the wing, Clarkson. Pass to Towns. Back to McBride. New York working the ball around now. And that one's good. Clarkson. It's a tie ball game.
Good maneuver to get inside. Clarkson is sneaky.
So it's Boston now. Brown with it. A 35-point game for him in the win against Charlotte. Just 5 on the clock. Shot is up. Again, the miss by Boston. For New York, they've got half their attempts to go. 6 of 12. Brunson finds Hart. Towns a screen on Brown. Hart against Brown. Now here's Hart. He's closely guarded. And stolen by Brown. Pass to Pritchard. Back to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
This has not been his best quarter.
Yeah, he needs to mix things up on the offense. He simply just can't keep missing shots at this rate because he's destroying his teammates.
He still hasn't missed. 4 for 4 to start the game.
To the middle. Oh, it's stolen by Towns. Pass to Hart. Towns looking for an opening. Brunson passes to Towns. Towns on a screen. To the paint. Oh, got a piece of it. Brown with it. Hart covering. White on the wing. To the inside. A nice shot by Walsh.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
And so it's Brunson who brings up the ball for New York. Outside McBride. Outside Hart. High post Towns. Clarkson against Brown. 5 to shoot. Back to Towns. Here's the 3. Ooh, he's locked in. Drains his 5th shot in his many attempts.
Now he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
Now here's Vucevic. Still without a bucket. .30 seconds left in the first quarter. Towns passes to McBride. Towns down low, working on Vucevic. Shot's good by Hart.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Celtics trail by 6. Here's Pritchard, a go-to option for this team. He puts up nearly 17 a game. Pass to Brown. He knocks it down. Wait a minute. The officials getting together here. They may want to review this one. And indeed,
The previous play is under review.
And there's really plenty of time remaining in this game, so you want to make sure the right call was made.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
and after reviewing the play, it looks like they're overturning the call here. That basket is good.
It would have been a real shame if those points didn't count. I'm so glad the officials were able to take a second look and make the right call.
It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the Knicks. Clicking from deep. 4 threes made in the quarter. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for New York?
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
Another thing they're doing well early on is moving the ball, playing selfless basketball, and getting everybody involved on the offensive end.
On the floor for Boston, they've got Peyton Pritchard, Jason Tatum out there with Nikola Vucevic. And it's Walsh in at power forward.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. The Knicks are able to play 5 out. And Josh Hart told me they surrounded Jalen Brunson with guys who can shoot, guys that command attention. He's able to expose that, scoring the ball and being unselfish. The court is wide open. Guys?
Take a break.
Tons of
Take a break.
spacing. Allie, thanks for the report. And he makes the first. We're seeing more and more teams playing 5 out now, RJ, with big men who can shoot from 3. Is that where the game's headed?
Those players are still hard to find, but I think more 7-footers will look to develop their long-distance shooting. It's becoming the new norm.
And so he hits both.
And at this stage of his career, Clarkson really knows his role. A highly effective scorer who looks to decimate defenses.
Now here's Tatum over Bridges. A nice shot by Tatum. Tatum's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
Totally uncontested, but it still took impressive balance and agility to hit it.
Vucevic against Robinson. Bridges, right side. On the wing, Clarkson. Rebounded by the Celtics. They'll be playing host to New Orleans for their next one, and that's the first of just 2 home games for them. Now here's Pritchard. Pass to Vucevic. 3-pointer. The shot, no good.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Bridges finds Clarkson. Robinson, a screen on Tatum. Down low. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside.
This is how confident Tatum is. Knows he can score inside whenever he wants.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Clarkson, left side. Shot clock at 5. His first shot coming late. McBride can't get it to go. The Celtics have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. Vucevic, a screen on Bridges. Tatum from long range. Sohan with a rebound. The Knicks with the lead. Outside McBride. And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. To the paint to win the drought. And a big finish by Robinson.
Nice pass. Sohan can do a little bit of everything.
Celtics trail by 4. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
Getting some airtime. Okay, Bridges, we see you.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy.
And something fans don't always get to see, some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
And we see it so often. One little tweak to the game plan and everything falls into place for a team.
And some changes here for New York. Towns, he's checked in for Sohan. And it's Anunoby in for Clarkson. And the Celtics also making a change. Brown, he's checked in for Walsh. Brown in the high post. Here's Shireman. Anunoby covering. Tatum against Towns. And the officials call a traveling violation. So a moment now to see the story for OG Anunoby. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. McBride passes to Anunoby. Tatum against Towns. Double team on Towns. And there's a 3-second violation. And a quick look at the 2K leaderboard, showing which teams have really been controlling the glass over the last month. The Celtics, third.
And last month, this team was active on the glass. Really put forth an effort to box out and track down misses.
Celtics trail by 3. And here's Pritchard. No points yet. Pass to Vucevic. 6 to shoot. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. And he makes it. Tatum's got 6 here in the quarter.
Oh, man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
Outside Robinson. Now here's Bridges. Towns, a screen on Brown. To the middle. Oh, Towns drops the hammer.
Getting better at running these sets. Bridges capping things off with the perfect pass.
Celtics trail by 3. Here's Shireman. He's averaging almost 5 points a game. There's Tatum with the 3. And Anunoby pulls it down. And so Anunoby will bring it up for the Knicks. Pass to Towns. Outside McBride. Anunoby passes to Robinson. Here's Towns. Back to Robinson. That's in. Coming off an assist from Towns. Towns has got his 3rd assist of the night. The Celtics have gotten 4 of 8 shots to drop in the second. Left side, Brown. Vucevic in the post. He's guarded by Bridges. Picked by Vucevic. To the inside. Second chance shot. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Because he can commit from all three levels, Vucevic is a tricky cover.
Boston shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. That one's off.
Consistently productive. Vooch can get you 20 and 10 every single night.
New York making a switch here. Brunson's checked in. The Celtics also with a sub. White's checked in. And the second free throw is good. Now Brunson. Last game with 30. Pass to Bridges. Anunoby on the wing. Defended by Brown. Bridges feeling it out a little bit. Kicks it out to Anunoby. The three-pointer off the mark. Celtics trail by 4. And with Jaylen Brown on the wing, he feels like any given night he has the advantage in his matchup.
He's either too fast for the big guys or too strong for the small guys. That's the problem. He is a handful on both ends of the floor also. See, this is what Tatum is capable of. Look, he is a sensational scorer. Like, we understand that. But when he gets into a rhythm, whew.
Now here's Brunson. Consistent production from him, averaging just over 26 a game.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense.
Here's Brown, trailing by 4. And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Shamet, he's checked in for New York. Cada's checked in for Boston. Outside White. Nice ball movement by Boston. Tatum against Towns. Tatum passes to Cada. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Knicks leading by 4. Brunson looks it over. Inside. Here's Towns. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
And yeah, this is what you like to see from Towns, using his size and strength to make things happen.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Hauser, he's checked in for Jason Tatum.
Karl Anthony Towns at the line. One shot.
And that one falls for Towns.
And at nearly 7 feet tall, you don't expect Towns to do some of the things he does, like drain threes and make savvy passes. But he's a modern big man.
Now here's Pritchard. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Left side White. Ooh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. It's going to be on Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight.
2 shots.
That's good from White. White hits them both.
Well, when you send them to the line, you know what the outcome is likely to be.
New York leading by 5. Here's Towns. Towns in his comfort zone.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
White with it. To the middle. Here's Hauser. Oh, he gets it to go. So far, he can't miss. He's 4 for 4.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Towns on a screen. Here's Brunson. Again, the Knicks. Good for 2 more.
And you just can't let Brunson get to his spots. I mean, he's an excellent mid-range shooter.
Here's Kata. Robinson defending. White, the pass to Pritchard. Here's Kata. And that one's good. A nice job on the glass as they picked up 2 on the second effort.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Outside Anunoby. Pass to Towns. Nails the baby hook. Towns has got 9 points now in the quarter.
His play is a big reason why they're ahead. He hasn't missed a shot all night.
Outside, Brown. They set the pick. Now Hauser. There's the 3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Hauser's got 13.
Nice start for him beyond the arc. He's already hit 3 triples, and I'm pretty sure there's more to come.
Towns on a screen. Down low. Oh, Towns disregarding the D.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Outside, Brown. Pritchard from outside. And the Celtics another 3.
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Pass to Shaman. Outside Robinson. To the paint. White with a steal. And here's Brown for 3. Bullseye! Jaylen Brown!
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
New York has gone 6 of 8 from the three-point line in this matchup. Brunson finds Robinson. Here's Towns, defended by Hauser. Towns passes to Brunson. Floats one. Brunson gets it done.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from inside.
Pritchard against Brunson. Pass to Kata. Here's White. It's Brown on the wing. Anunoby covering. Just 4 to shoot. Brown, no good.
Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they guarded him perfectly.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Hey, Jaylen Brown never loses confidence. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla said he has great short-term memory. If he misses a shot, it never affects the next one. You can't shake him. I just love his poise and his ability to attack. Brown said, every time I take the floor, I want to be aggressive. Brian?
You love that confidence. Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Here's Brown. After New York picked up the 3. Oh, my goodness!
Okay.
Throw it down!
Come on!
Showing off his pure athleticism. Brown with a memorable finish.
Thanks for that great view, courtesy of the AT&T Connected Cam. There's 45 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to Robinson. Towns, left side. Another one falls for New York.
This quarter has been all his. I suggest they keep the ball in his hands.
And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Celtics. Now here's Hauser. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the second quarter.
And they seem to have taken a more heads-on approach this quarter, and it's getting them to the free throw line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Sam Hauser at the line. 2 shots.
First one falls. And that's good as he hits both shots. 19 seconds left in the first half of basketball. White against Brunson. Hart with a screen on White. Here's Brunson. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. New York out in front, leading by 3. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Carl, you were able to build the lead, but what's the key to maintaining it or even increasing it going forward?
I mean, don't change what we're doing. Just stay together, keep passing the ball, keep playing great defense, and just keep making them think and make decisions, especially the difficult ones.
Consistency is a beautiful thing. Thanks, Carl.
Appreciate it, Allie. And we'll be coming right back after this break, ready for the third quarter.
Arena Entertainment.
Welcome to halftime, everybody. Right now, the New York Knicks are providing quite an entertaining and close game.
This has been a display of what we often talk about on this show. Unselfish ball movement usually leads to better shots. Now, I could say this. They're generating a lot of clean looks, guys.
Yeah, it's tough to beat a team that's in sync. Big advantage in the assist column. Check that out. Let's take a moment now and swing on over to the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference.
Well, I think for the Knicks, the playoffs right around the corner. Tonight's going to be about fine-tuning and getting ready for the postseason.
Yeah, one game left to play. You want to stay as healthy as possible and go out with a win.
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send you back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. You know, Karl Anthony Towns has been exceptional here, guys.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
Here's White. They've got Karl Anthony Towns. Josh Hart is out there with OG Anunoby. Then there's Jalen Brunson, and it's Bridges in at the 2. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
That's the shot you hope for, right at the rim. Just couldn't capitalize.
Grant, the thing about Jaylen Brown, he doesn't need a lot of space to get his shot off.
You know, B.A., he has a quick release and rises high on his jumper. Has a great up fake and can stop on a dime. Usually all the space he needs to find his shot.
Now here's Brunson. Shoots over White. Jaylen Brown with a rebound.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Pass to Keita. Outside, Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. For the tie. And he can't get that one. Nice D from Bridges. Towns with the ball. Now guarded by White. Count that one. Anunoby's got his first bucket in this one.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Tatum against Hart. Pass to Brown. Tatum a screen on Bridges. Brown looking around. Shoots over Bridges. JB, nice finish inside.
Has confidence all over the court. No shot Brown won't take.
Towns a screen on White. Towns outside. Lets it go from deep. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson. Brunson's got 5 assists in the game. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Hard against Tatum. Pass to Brown. The rebound by Bridges.
Okay, now I think he's starting to get in his own head right now. Maybe he's overthinking things a little bit, and as a result, he's just been off.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easy.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Here's Tatum. After the basket by New York on the other end. Count that bucket. Kid has got 8.
How about Tatum shredding the D with his passing? So effective in pick and rolls.
Bridges outside. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Towns for 3. Rebound Boston. Kid has got 9 rebounds now. Celtics trail by 6. Now here's White. Pass to Queta. Back to White. Jacks up a 3. And it's New York with a rebound. They'll be hosting Toronto for their next one. And that'll put them halfway through a 3-game homestand. To the inside. Kick out to Brown. Tatum from long range. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. Towns has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Brunson. For 3, Bridges. Yes, and a nice assist from Brunson. Brunson's got 6 assists here tonight.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Amongst the bigs, power forwards, and centers, these are the top foul shooters. Second, Karl Anthony Towns.
And I love how these bigs take the touch they have in the paint straight to the free throw line.
Yeah, because you know if you're spending the majority of your time in the paint, you're going to get to the line a lot. So it serves you well to hit your free throws.
Celtics trail by 9. Outside White. Down low. Queta no good. For New York, they've gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. Pass to Bridges. The 3 is up. Sinks it from distance. And now a 12-point Knick lead.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Back to Tatum. Over Hart. Again, the miss by Boston. And here are the Knicks. They're on a 13-4 run. Here's Anunoby. That's in. Coming off an assist from Towns. And the Knicks lead by 14.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Tatum against Hart. Tatum gets the bucket. Tatum's got 14 points for the game.
You like the way Tatum can sliver around to get his shot.
And here's Bridges. 11 points in the game. And it's Bridges with the jam.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
And so it's Boston with it. The Knicks making their last shot. White for three. The rebound by Bridges. Now the Knicks with it. They're on a 17-6 run. Outside Brunson. He can't get that one to fall. Good work defensively by White.
He hasn't had his best game, but they've gotten enough production elsewhere, so it hasn't really mattered. He may not have that traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
Now here's Bridges. 13 points in the game. Towns can't get it to go. And so Brown will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Here's Tatum. 16 points for him. And stolen by Bridges. Towns against Tatum. Out to Bridges from outside the arc. That's in. Coming off an assist from Towns. 16 points for Mikal Bridges.
You want to know why they're winning? It's because of his play offensively.
76-61.
Bridges against Brown. Outside White. Queta, pass to Brown. Here's Tatum. Buries it down low. Tatum's got 18.
It's just one of those nights where he's been very good, but his team is losing, and that's just an odd feeling.
Outside Hart. Brunson against White. New York working the ball around now. Up top Bridges. He's got 16. From deep. The rebound, Celtics. Inside. Kick out to Brown. Shoots. Oh, nice D from Anunoby.
More than a few bad breaks for him this quarter. He's struggling, and the team is following suit on the scoreboard.
And it's going to be out of bounds. New York will have another go.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
And so Mike Brown decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
We want to get down. And we've got the perfect team there. York Knicks, 7-10 squad.
Clarkson's checked in for Anunoby. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Queta. Walsh comes in for Tatum. Shireman's checked in for Hauser. And Pritchard is subbed in for White. Outside Hart, pass to Clarkson. Bridges outside. Kicks it out to Clarkson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it fly. New York, no good that time either. Celtics trail by 13. Outside Pritchard. To the paint. And Vucevic gets it to go on the assist by Pritchard. Vucevic has got 6.
Too easy for Vucevic. He feasts from these interior spots.
Brunson against Pritchard. Fade away. And it's Brunson missing. Boston has got nothing to fall here in the third. 0 for 4. Here's Brown. No good there. That would have cut it to single digits.
And with his team trying to trim this margin, his struggles this quarter, they're not helping things.
Yes, Peyton Pritchard doing it at the NBA level. And he was a beast in the college ranks too, Richard.
All-time leader in games played, minutes, and assists in his conference. The only player to reach 1,900 points, 600 assists, and 500 rebounds in the conference. You know, that's pretty tough.
New York leading by 8. Towns, a screen on Pritchard. To the middle. To win the cold spell. Boston pulls it in. Brown's got 5 rebounds in the game. Here's Walsh. He's covered by Clarkson. Pass to Walsh. And here's Vucevic. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Knicks.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
And we can't forget about how ferocious they've been cutting to the rim, just going right at defenders and finding ways to finish.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Mitchell Robinson, he's checked in for Towns. Sohan comes in for Hart. Shamet, he's checked in for Clarkson. And it's McBride in for Jalen Brunson. 1:53 left to play in the third. McBride passes to Sohan. Now here's McBride, defended by Pritchard. To the paint. Vucevic with a steal. Pritchard surviving the D. There's 1:26 left to play in the third quarter here. Pass to Vucevic. Shot clock at 6. Here's Walsh. No good from outside. Knicks leading by 5. Here's McBride. Now Bridges. New York working the ball around now. Robinson passes to Sohan. Bridges outside. No good, and they can't put it into the drought. Celtics trail by 5. Pass to Pritchard. To the inside. Here's Shireman. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Now here's McBride. Tight defense on him. For 3, Bridges. That one's good. 7 for 10 now.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
Outside Pritchard. Right wing. Pass to Vucevic. Shoots over Robinson. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. And so it's New York with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. They've been lights out from deep, and it's a big reason why they have a lead in this one. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Woo, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your 2 guards share the wealth.
Not just playing selflessly, but also making a smart decision with the ball.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court right now for the Celtics, we've got Jason Tatum. Peyton Pritchard is out there with Nikola Vucevic. And it's Walsh in at the 4-man position. Now here's Towns. Back to McBride. Fires the 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Towns. Towns has got 8 assists in the game.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
Pritchard with it. McBride covers. Pass to Tatum. Inside. Walsh. Powered down after the assist led him to the lane.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Here's Shamet. Here's Walsh. Pritchard, the pass to Tatum. Pass to Vucevic. And the power finish by Vucevic.
That's just an aggressive finish by Vooch. Once he gets strong inside positioning, he's looking for the finish.
It's Shamet on the wing. Fires the three. And again, New York with the triple.
And looking to shoot as many threes as possible. This kind of confidence is impressive to see.
Knicks lead, 85.
Pritchard, the pass to Vucevic. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Tatum. Okay! Tatum punching it home.
Tatum reminding the defense, like, yo, you cannot stop him.
Now here's Anunoby. Towns, left side. Back to Robinson. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Launches a three. It's not going to go for him. Nice D from Tatum. Celtics trail by 6. Oh, it's stolen. McBride with it. Pritchard picks him up. A nice shot by McBride.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Man, this has been a fun one. But look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
Here's Walsh. Pass to Vucevic. Here's Pritchard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Walsh, covered by Towns. And it's Shireman missing. New York leading by 8. Outside McBride. And here's Anunoby, hounded by Tatum. Pass to Robinson. Towns outside. Tatum against Anunoby. Here's Shamet. There's the triple. And Pritchard pulls it down.
Good job by the D to stay with him and make that a tough three.
To the left wing. Pass to Vucevic. Robinson with the block. New York making a switch here. Hart's checked in, and the Celtics also making a change. Brown's checked in. New York has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the 4th quarter. Towns, a screen on Pritchard. Down low. Vucevic with a steal. Outside, Brown. To the wing, right side. Here's Shireman. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Brown's got assist number 7 tonight. Pass to Shamet. New York working the ball around now. Outside Hart. High post Towns. Working on Vucevic. Shamet, no good.
Nice contest, a high level of energy. That's how you play defense.
On the wing, Tatum. Now here's Pritchard. McBride covers. Picked by Vucevic. Pritchard, the pass to Vucevic. And Vucevic slams it in.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Here's McBride, following the bucket by Boston. Towns for 3. And again, the Knicks missing. Celtics trail by 3. Here's Shireman. Outside Tatum to tie it up. And again, Boston with the triple.
He's finally getting a chance to show off his reign. I know he wishes he would have found his shot in the first half.
And we'll have a timeout called by Mike Brown. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused.
Get ready to dance while everyone's watching.
here for New York. Robinson, he's checked in for Towns. Mikal Bridges comes in for Anunoby, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Shamet. The Celtics also with a sub. Derek White's checked in for Pritchard. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Mike Brown was just reviewing the plan with his team. He pleaded with his guys to keep their emotions in check, saying, "You're battling right now. Continue to play smart. Don't try to be a hero out there. Play for one another." Guys, let's see what happens.
All right, appreciate it, Allie. Now here's Brunson. Pass to Bridges from downtown. Yes, and a nice assist from Brunson. Brunson's got assist number 8 now on the night. Here's Shireman. Tatum feeling it out a bit. Vucevic, a screen on Hart. Here's Tatum, and stolen by Bridges. Outside McBride. Brunson against White, looking to get back on track. And it's Brunson missing. And White has got the ball here for the Celtics. Pass to Shireman. Back to Brown. Six on the shot clock. Releases. Great D that time from McBride.
You kind of wonder where his head's at. The shot selection hasn't been there, and of course that one was just crazy.
Outside Brunson. Three-pointer. Boston with a rebound. Outside White. Tatum, a screen on Brunson. White against Brunson. Here's Shireman. Pulls up on the wing. Tatum can't hit. New York leading by 3. Outside Hart. Brunson finds Hart. Tatum against Robinson. Pass to Bridges. Fires from the wing. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Shireman. Back to White. Now Tatum. McBride covers. To stop the drought. And Tatum lays it up and in. Tatum's got 25 points.
A nice rhythm to his game here late. He's hit 3 out of 4 this quarter, looking to put him over the top.
Hart with a screen on White. Brunson against White. Now here's Brunson. Defense right on him. And here's Brown for 3. And it's New York with a rebound. Robinson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Tatum against Hart. Pass to Brunson. It's Robinson, high post. Boston pulls it in. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Tatum passes to White. Here's a pass to Tatum. To take the lead. Oh, touches it off the glass. New York trailing. And it's Mike Brown calling timeout here. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
Yeah, we can see over here, the coach, he has some choice words for his team. Words we cannot repeat.
Because it's time for a t-shirt call.
And some changes here for New York. Karl Anthony Towns comes in for Robinson, and it's Anunoby in for McBride. Boston also changing it up. Kadis checked in for Vucevic, and it's Hauser in for Shireman. Bridges against Brown. Here's Anunoby. Towns. Oh, it misses. And here's White. He'll bring it up for Boston. They lead by 1. Here's a pass to Tatum. Five to shoot. Brown on the wing. Towns rips down the board.
Nothing is going his way in this half offensively. Really having a hard time finding his shot.
Outside Brunson. Oh, it doesn't go. Boston's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Here's a pass to Tatum. Brunson pulls it down.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
Oh, the shot is off. The Celtics with the lead. 1:10 left to play in the fourth quarter. White outside. Here's the pass to Brown. White outside. The release. Rebounded by Towns. Big possession. They have a chance to take the lead.
It'll be interesting to see what they run.
Brunson fires. Oh, he needed it, and he got it.
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
Defensive foul charged to Derek White. Second personal foul. First team foul. Jalen Brunson at the line. One shot.
Brunson, no good on the free throw. Boston on offense. Hauser outside. Here's a pass to Tatum. Nails it!
And if anybody didn't know, Jason Tatum has that killer instinct just coming out in a big way.
And it's Mike Brown calling timeout here. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. Obviously, not a lot of time to work with. What do you guys think we're going to see?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
If they've got a surefire, quick bucket play, let's just say now's the time to use it.
It's a 1-point game. Outside Brunson. Outside Anunoby. Tatum against Hart. Here's Brunson. And so it's Boston who scrapes by with the win. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these hometown fans.
They really should take this win to heart. When the pressure was on, they stepped up and worked twice as hard to overcome it.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce, who is now with our player of the game.
Jason, with you guys being such a young team, how do you continue to improve to reach your potential?
We got to watch film. I mean, we did a lot of good things today. So a lot of things we could have done better. And we just got to be focused, composed, play with a lot of poise, and we'll be fine.
Poise normally comes with experience, but because you're so young, you're finding it early. Congrats.
All right, Allie, thank you. That's it, folks. The NBA regular season is in the books. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Jason.
out here getting loose, guys going through some drills. We're almost at game time, folks. It's Thursday night, and it's this being the last game of the season, DB, teams around the league really only have two options.
You're right, Kevin. I mean, those lucky enough to be in the playoffs have their eyes set solely on being at their best when that moment comes. For the others, you sort of look around the locker room and try to determine what this room is going to look like next year. Who's here and who is not.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Down on the block, it's Tatum with Queta. The guard pair, it's White and Brown. And it's Hauser in at the 3.
My goodness, the ability to adjust to defenders all around him makes Jason Tatum special. That's big-time hoops, folks.
Now here's Brunson. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Towns kicks to Brunson. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
Yeah, don't let Brunson's size fool you. This guy operates consistently on the interior.
Pass to Hauser. Now here's Tatum. Clock at 6. Rebounded by Hart. And the Knicks with possession. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Now here's Brown. A 35-point game for him in the win against Charlotte.
Yeah, don't forget how great he was drawing contact and getting himself to the free throw line. Picked up a ton of easy points there.
Brown down low. He's against Bridges. Brown's shot is good.
Boy, what a jump shot from Jaylen Brown. He has so refined that aspect of his game.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, Mike Brown had a few moments to share with me. He immediately brought up Jason Tatum, the incredible all-star forward, saying, quote, Tatum is an NBA champion for a reason. He leads his team. JT does it all at 6'8". Great passing it, defending, and obviously scoring too. We'll see how they plan to contain Jason tonight. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Allie. Now here's White. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Pass to Tatum. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Towns.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Zador's with his diverse offensive repertoire. Karl Anthony Towns is a matchup nightmare.
Absolutely, Kevin. And the reason being, he's right. He's one of the greatest shooting bigs in history, but the man is a great straight-line driver. Good luck checking him.
Puts it up from 17. That's short off the rim.
That's not a bad shot, but this isn't really his shot.
Brown outside. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played, and it's good, 2 points.
You see Jaylen Brown, he has the kind of verticality, athleticism necessary to make tough shots inside.
Outside, Towns. Some nice passing by New York here. Pass to Bridges. Brunson scanning the floor. That shot, no good. White with the defensive effort. Brown outside. It's White on the wing. To the middle. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Boy, something so good about a perfectly placed lead pass. That is nice.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
Keep it up for
With 1 game to go, let's take a look at how the final seeding will look in the East. You look at the Celtics. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs. And, of course, the Knicks, they're right in third place now.
And, you know, for the Celtics,
I mean, they have to be happy with where they're at. They've escaped the play-in tournament, and so after this game, it's time to rest up and get ready for the playoffs.
Now here's Brunson. And he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Inside, Towns with the steal. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Brunson with it. He's picked up by White. Bridges shot. Good.
Well, a high motor player like Mikal Bridges has got to make quick decisions. Rise and fire off the catch and shoot, Mikal.
White the pass to Tatum. Back to White. Here's Hauser. White a screen. To the paint. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Derek White, tremendous finisher in the painted area. Just drops it in softly.
Brunson outside. Here's Towns. That falls. Nice speed that time from Brunson. Brunson's got 3 assists in the game. The Celtics with the lead. Outside, White. Pass to Tatum. To the inside. Towns with the steal. Down low. Anunoby passes to Brunson. And here is Hart. Anunoby finds Towns. 6 on the shot clock. Out to Brunson. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Celtics have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Pass to Kata. Now Tatum. He's guarded by Anunoby. Tatum against Anunoby. Tatum's shot is off.
Sometimes the game requires you to just keep at it, so he's got to be aggressive.
Brunson up top. He's covered by Brown. Brunson against Brown. And Brunson gets it to go.
Boy, that is nothing but pure basketball skill from Jalen Brunson. When he touches the paint, that craftiness comes into play.
Hauser with the ball. He's guarded by Anunoby. Here's Brown. And get a load of his scoring totals. Huge numbers for him. An average of just about 29 points a game. Here's Tatum. Makes good on the step-back jumper.
Well, size and skill. Tatum on the interior, yes, sir.
And the Knicks, Doris, making some aggressive moves in recent years. Loading up for a title run. And they came close.
And Kevin, this after years of patience and methodical building. You give away 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, and of course you give away Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo to get Karl Anthony Towns. They haven't quite reached the summit. Will they? Well, terrific defense. They obviously respect his ability and just want to make it tough.
Pass to Hauser. And he's good on the 3-ball. Now it's a 4-point Boston lead.
What a find by Tatum. Draws the defense and kicks it out to 3.
Bridges kicks to Hart. With the drive, Towns wide open. Out to Brunson. Sinks the 3-pointer. Brunson's got 7 points in the game.
You can see the work Jalen Brunson has put into his game. Boy, the 3-point stroke has really come a long way.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
See yourself on the screen and use your roster. That's the rule. Let's go.
Robinson's checked in for the Knicks. Miles McBride comes in for Josh Hart.
Substitution on the court.
Brown feeling out a bit. Outside, White. Shoots. And he hits the jump shot. White's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, that's the intelligence that Derek White plays with. This guy in pick and roll action always seems to make the right decision.
Anunoby outside. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Jeremy Sohan's checked in for OG Anunoby. Landry Shamet comes in for Mikal Bridges. And Jordan Clarkson in for Jalen Brunson. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Shireman. He's covered by Clarkson. Pass to Pritchard. 5 to shoot. Here's the screen. The Celtics need to get a shot off. A nice shot by Walsh.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Clarkson right side. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Jordan Clarkson showing he's capable of finishing inside.
Here's Pritchard. Defended by McBride. Robinson against Vucevic. Out to the right wing. Lets it go from the wing. Knicks with the rebound. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Karl Anthony Towns is now familiar with the ethos of this Knicks team. He said they're gritty, they find a way to win, they never quit, bringing that New York mentality every single night. It's something that you recognize when you get to live in that kind of a culture. Kevin, back over to you.
They are relentless. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Now Pritchard. After Jordan Clarkson missing on that last three-pointer. Vucevic against Robinson. Outside Gonzalez.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Vucevic setting the pick for Pritchard. Lets the three fly. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Clarkson surveying the floor.
Boston
Anthony Towns checked in for the Knicks. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston.
Substitution on the court.
.135 left in the first quarter of the game. Lobbed up there for Robinson. Here's Shireman. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Pritchard. The Celtics working the ball around now. Just 4 to shoot. Shireman, good. And the Celtics lead by 8.
A guy like this, with the skill set he's got, you can keep the defenders guessing.
Towns the screen. And that one good for Clarkson.
That bucket is really just about the efficient use of a screen. That's nicely done.
And so it's Pritchard who brings the ball up for the Boston Celtics. Here's Shireman. He averages about 5 points a game. to Pritchard. They set the pick. Pass to Vucevic. Over Robinson. And it's Vucevic missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
McBride with the ball. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Celtics out in front, leading by 4. And we've got more action coming your way after this break. Thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Offensively, they took care of the ball. And defensively, they forced a number of miscues.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. They've got Vucevic. Peyton Pritchard out there with Tatum. And it's Shireman in at the shooting guard position. Now McBride. Nothing on the board. On the top of the key. And Vucevic pulls it down. Celtics leading by 4. Driving to the basket. Shamet with the steal. Teardrop shot and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
This is his first free throw of the game.
At the line, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. I'm told now by our producer, do we have him, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Well, fans becoming very familiar with the term second apron over the last few seasons, and front offices admit the devil is in the details. While it's not exactly a hard cap, teams are showing little willingness to endure the penalties that come with persisting above that second apron threshold.
That is so true. Shams, thank you very much for the report. Shireman, good.
Boy, on the perimeter, you have to stay connected to this guy. He's such a good shooter.
Alvarado passes to Towns. Fires the 3. The rebound by the Celtics. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And what surprised me was how easy they made it look. It seemed like they got something out of every possession.
Over in the corner, McBride. Here's Walsh. Plays it up and banks it in. Walsh has got the lead up to 9 now for Boston.
Of the 2 offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
Over in the corner, McBride. And he finishes nicely on the layup. McBride's got his first basket.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of thing.
Pass to Shireman. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Tatum down low. He's covered by Shamet. And the dunk by Tatum.
You see the level of verticality that Jason Tatum brings to the table. Nice.
Here's Alvarado. Still yet to score. Shamet on the wing. Robinson a screen on Tatum. Shamet the pass to Robinson. banked in off the glass.
Easy to see why Mitchell Robinson's shooting percentage is so high. He is so smart and judicious with the shots he takes.
And Doris, a measured pace for the Celtics. Don't rush, don't turn it over, and then they get what they want.
Well, this is Joe Mazzulla's philosophy in a nutshell. Quality offense begins with taking care of the basketball first. He believes in the math, meaning he believes if you can get a good look at three, you take it.
And New York making a change here. Brunson's checked in. Vucevic the pass to Tatum, and the dunk by Tatum.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Robinson kicks to Brunson. Muscling it in, Brunson.
That's toughness, that's ability to absorb contact and finish. That is Jalen Brunson in a nutshell.
Brunson against Richard. Pass to Shireman. Vucevic down low. Over Robinson, and no good. Trying to use the glass. Outside, Towns. Now Brunson. New York moving it around. McBride with the ball. Can't connect from long distance.
I'm honestly not sure what that was about. Maybe a protest against his coach?
Now that is inexcusable. That kind of shot selection won't do them any good.
Gonzalez passes to Pritchard. Over Brunson. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. It's tipped. Stolen by Tatum. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. Tatum with the finish and a beautiful break. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Celtics.
And just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hand. Nightmarish clamps thus far.
And the other thing that's working for them tonight, getting out into the open floor. A lot of the damage coming in transition.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's McBride. Rebound Boston. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside Tatum. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Vucevic has got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics. And it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. Pass to Brunson. Tries from 7. The focus from Brunson.
This guy's been great, no doubt about it, but it hasn't been enough to get them where they want to be.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. A different look for New York. Josh Hart, he's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. OG Anunoby comes in for Landry Shamet. And it's Bridges in for Miles McBride. Then for the Celtics, Kate is checked in, and Jaylen Brown subbed in for Gonzalez. Celtics leading by 10. And here is Tatum. 23 points his last outing. Over Hart. Inside. Tatum automatic.
Another bucket. This guy just keeping his foot on the gas pedal.
Brunson against Tatum. Brunson kicks to Hart. Pass to Anunoby. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to stop Karl Anthony Towns when he's looking to score. He's got every trick at his arsenal.
The offensive skill set for Karl Anthony Towns, Greg is a 7-footer, is very special, to say the least.
The outstanding shooting with the post play, and he's worked on his defense. He may never be elite at that end, but he ignites in offense.
Brown against Brunson. It's Brunson at point-blank range.
Boy, whenever this team has needed a bucket, Jalen Brunson has been there right now in complete command of this ball game.
Pritchard against Brunson. Bounce pass Pritchard. Brown outside. Good D by Anunoby.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Tatum dishes to Brown. Outside, White. Anunoby against Brown. Puts up a deep three. And that's collected by Brunson.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Pritchard feeling it out a bit. Yes, that goes in. Pritchard's got 5.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
And make some noise for your Knicks setting at first.
And the Knicks making a change here. Robinson's checked in. The Celtics also changing it up. Garza's checked in. And Sam Hauser's subbed in for Pritchard. Hart outside. On the wing, Anunoby. Back to Brunson. Shot clock at 6. Releases. New York, no good that time either. Celtics leading by 10. Here's Garza. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And this is outstanding vision by Jalen Brown. This guy dishing the ball beautifully to his teammates.
Brunson against White. Brunson kicks to Bridges. Brunson outside. Brunson takes off. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Now a look at the stats for Sam Hauser.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And so White will bring it up for Boston. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Well, OG Anunoby is so disruptive. He's led the league in steals. And he said, I want to be the defensive player of the year. I've always thought I was the best defender in the league. I'm athletic enough, strong enough, and smart enough to defend every single position. Back over to you.
Very confident. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. Queta, the pass to White. Now here's Brown. Shoots over Bridges. Brown, no good. Knicks trail by 10. And Doris, you see the talent on this Knicks squad, but there's always been questions about the intangibles they possess.
What's fascinating, Kevin, is this team built slowly and methodically and with great patience. And then they took a couple of big swings. It doesn't result in a championship, and now you evaluate everything.
Celtics leading by 10. Hauser finds Brown. Pass to Garza. They set the screen. Queta, the pass to White. Over Brunson. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Bridges outside. A three-pointer, no good. Brown against Bridges. Brown.
He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. And so it's Boston, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting. They've been dialed in so far from the field. Well, we've got a moment now. Let's go courtside to Allie LaForce. Allie.
Well, Carl, they're scoring pretty easily. What has to change in the second half?
Our whole defensive system right now, because this is not working. It's not the coaches, it's not the players. We're letting them get too much fast break. They're doing a great job, and they're hitting some shots, so we got to be able to make them miss.
Best of luck locking it in, guys.
Terrific, Allie. Thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And as we welcome you to halftime, no other way to say it, an abysmal start for the New York Knicks.
Guys, they're laying bricks out there. Shaq, I could read your mind as you were watching that.
I can't say that I was thinking out loud, not on this show.
Pointing out that they're shooting under 30% from 3. That's frosty. And changing it up, my favorite segment, social media posts. Papa No Look 3 is curious as to whether Shaq could have made it as a stretch 5.
Look, there's an easy way to answer that. Shaq, how many threes did you make in your NBA career?
One more than everybody watching at home.
Good point. But then they didn't answer. How many dunks did you have? Stretch 5? No, we're going inside the big fella.
Thank you, Kenny.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You know, Jalen Brunson has been exceptional here, guys. Wow.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
Celtics leading by 12. Jalen Brunson out there with Bridges. Then it's Josh Hart. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Towns in at the center position. That's the group for Mike Brown as we get going here in the second half. Bridges against Brown. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Anunoby.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Out to Brunson. To the middle. Here's Towns. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson. Brunson's got 5 assists in the game. Outside Tatum. Pass to Queta. To the paint. Here's Brown. And finished off by Brown.
Look out below. Jaylen Brown off his feet in a hurry.
Knicks trail by 12. Bridges outside. Hart outside. Inside. Brunson. The shot, no good. White with the defensive effort. Here's Hauser. He's guarded by Anunoby. It's deflected. Bridges with the steal. Poke loose. It's stolen by White. Pass to Queta. Now Brown. Now White. Here's Tatum. It's rebounded by Brunson. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Now, here's Anunoby. Outside, Towns. New York, no good that time either. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Towns with the steal. To the inside. Here's Bridges. Makes it off the glass. Bridges has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, the ability to fend off that contact by Mikal Bridges, that's a big-time play.
Hey, Gray, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons, and his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Tatum, no good.
This is frustrating. You come out to start the second half, you've made 1 of your first 4 shots.
Bounce pass from Anunoby. Brunson against White. Here's Towns. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Hauser the pass to Tatum. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Brown against Bridges. Hart outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Towns. Fires for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Towns has got 11.
Now, Towns has said he believes he's the greatest shooting big ever. That's how confident he is.
Right the pass to Hauser. Try to screen on Anunoby. Here's Hauser. Boston again missing.
This certainly isn't how they wanted to start this half. I mean, just 1 for 5 coming out of the break. That is brutal.
And Anunoby slams it in.
The vertical of OG Anunoby. Go ahead, sir. Finish with authority.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. While we have a moment here, let's reveal the teams that have been holding opponents to the fewest points this month. Third spot, the Celtics. Number 5, the Knicks.
I think these teams have made the adjustments defensively, and both are seeing their defensive numbers rise.
Now White. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Brunson against White. Brunson outside. And stolen by White. Here's Hauser. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Down low. Out to White. Lets it go with a 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Hart's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Brunson has it in the corner. White the pass to Hauser. Here's Queta. Nice ball movement by Boston. There's a screen. Just 5 to shoot. The flush by Tatum.
Jason Tatum is a thirsty scorer, and right now filling it up.
Knicks trail by 9. Bridges deciding where to go with it. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
That's on Jaylen Brown. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Celtics.
I like this throwback approach they're taking, looking to score high percentage shots in the paint. And so far, it's working.
I think it's also important we mention the number of assists this group has tallied. Their offense continues to just hum along right now.
No good on the free throw. So, GA, between the NBA Cup, the play-in, the new All-Star game formats, the NBA not averse to some experimentation.
No doubt. And listen, not all the ideas have been successful, right? But overall, that willingness to innovate has paid off. The world doesn't stand still, and neither should the NBA.
What you admire about McKelly is he's such a grinder. You watch his defense, you can feel the intensity with this guy.
Brown outside. Tatum passes to Brown. And finished off by Brown.
If a teammate's open in the painted area, you give him the basketball. Those are high-quality shots.
Hart outside. Back to Brunson. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
The 3 from Tatum. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Anunoby's got 5 rebounds tonight. A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Anunoby's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Boy, how do you match up with OG Anunoby's length and athleticism? This guy is going to be able to get shots off because of both of those.
Over in the corner, White. Launches it. It's rebounded by New York.
Boy, the team doing pretty well despite his offensive struggles right now.
Bridges outside. Pass to Towns. And Towns throws it down.
This is where you have to keep feeding Karl Anthony Towns. He's in an incredible rhythm. He's already got huge numbers. Keep feeding the big man.
Brunson against Pritchard. Pritchard sets a screen for White. Outside Tatum. Releases from the wing and drills it. Tatum's got 4 this quarter.
You know, the ability for Jason Tatum to be ready on the catch. Those opportunities make the game a little bit easier.
Pass to Towns. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a guy who has a quick release and has distance to his shots. Derek Whitehorse converts his chances.
You know what, Kev? There's so many things to love about Derek White. He's arguably the greatest shot-blocking guard in the league. He has a knack for making big shots, and the thing that maybe is most impressive is he gets past grenades at the end of a shot clock and has the temperament to stand in and deliver.
First free throw is good.
Well, we know this. Karl Anthony Towns was a go-to option from the very first moment he stepped in the lines of an NBA court. The versatility is so difficult to match up against.
Mitchell Robinson's checked in for New York. Miles McBride comes in for OG Anunoby. Vucevic checked in for the Celtics. And Towns drops them both.
Well, big man that makes their free throws. Bravo.
Boston leading by 6. Brown outside. Back to Pritchard. Outside White. Pass to Pritchard. And here is Tatum. Shoots over Towns. The Knicks pull it in. Robinson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Vucevic.
Well, making sure you get the shot opportunity through contact. Karl Anthony Towns goes to the free throw line.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And the first one at the line is good.
And one of the game's elite shooters, and Towns' sweet stroke definitely extends to the free throw line.
Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Bridges. And Towns drops them both.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
Vucevic, a screen on Brunson. Pritchard with the ball. Now guarded by Towns. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Vucevic has got 6.
Mr. Vucevic has elite range for a big man. He will punish you from downtown if you let him.
Brunson kicks to Clarkson. Outside, Towns. Back to Clarkson. From outside the arc. And Boston with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here he goes. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up.
Boy, what a pass by Jaylen Brown. Probably one of his most improved areas.
The Celtics shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Jeremy Sohan comes in for Towns. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And the Celtics also making a change. Gonzalez, he's checked in for Jaylen Brown. McBride with the ball. Sohan up top. Pass to Clarkson. Takes the 3. Good on the triple. He has 7.
Well, give Jordan Clarkson a ton of credit. He has worked tirelessly on this shot.
57.
Now Pritchard. He has 5. Outside Gonzalez. Here's Vucevic, guarded by Robinson. Vucevic down low. Robinson on him, and they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Knicks trail by 7. Here's Clarkson. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup. Clarkson's got 5 points now in the quarter. And so it's Pritchard who brings the ball up for the Celtics. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Goes up at the stripe. Robinson pulls it in. For New York, they've gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Stolen away. Here's Pritchard. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game.
Well, despite the miss, obviously the shot this offense looking to generate is exactly that.
New York moving it around. Back to Robinson. And here is Shemp. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Count that one. 107 left in the third quarter. Boston leading by 3. Pritchard up top, defended by McBride. Pass to Walsh. Here's Shireman. Shot clock at 5. There's the 3. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Now, Sohan back to Clarkson. Inside, here's Robinson, and he converts the layup. Robinson's got his second bucket of the night.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And for the Celtics, they're shooting 39% from the floor since the half. Not really what they had in mind. Here's Pritchard, defended by McBride. Pass to Vucevic. And no good. The tri-spell continuing for him. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Celtics lead by 1. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court right now for the Celtics, we've got Tatum. Vucevic is out there with Peyton Pritchard. And it's Walsh at the power forward position. It's stolen by Pritchard. And here's the break. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Robinson a screen on Pritchard. 5 on the clock. Here's McBride. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Boston leading by 3. Pass to Vucevic. Over in the corner, Pritchard. Here's Walsh, guarded by Robinson. Here's Tatum. The Knicks pull it in.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try to lead.
Now, here's Clarkson. Defense right on him. Pass to McBride. To tie it up. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. To the paint. It's tipped. Right wing. Pritchard against Robinson. The kick out to Tatum. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Sinks that one from the post. And the Celtics lead by 5.
Oh, another huge night for Tatum. One of the top scorers in the NBA. Jason beats you in so many different ways.
Clarkson outside to the middle. Here's Robinson, and the dunk by Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson knows who he is. A vertical spacer. What a pretty dunk.
Celtics leading by 3. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Outside Tatum. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And Mike Brown decides to call timeout. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here.
Looks like it's time to get hyped, fans. Here they are, your Knicks set spot.
A different look for New York. Diawara's checked in, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Clarkson. Boston also with the sub. Brown's checked in. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Mike Brown was just reviewing the plan with his team. He told the guys to stay after it inside, He said our play inside is terrific right now. He said don't lose any of that intensity. Stay strong down there. It's always nice to hear a coach enjoying his team's play. Back to you.
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you. Brunson the pass to Diawara. Now here's Towns. Vucevic defending. Towns kicks to Shamet. Brunson outside. Over Pritchard. It's hauled in by Brown. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Boston. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Outside Tatum. Lets it go from deep. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Towns has got his 5th rebound in this one. Inside. Pass to Tatum. To the inside. Here's Brown. It's rebounded by New York. Now here's Brunson. McBride on the wing, guarded by Tatum. McBride passes to Shamet. Towns the screen, 6 to shoot. And it's Shamet missing. Boston leading by 5. Brown dishes to Vucevic. Vucevic a screen on Brunson. Vucevic the pass to Tatum. From past the arc. It doesn't go for him.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
McBride passes to Diawara. Left side, Towns. Shoots over Vucevic. And it's Towns missing. For Boston, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Great job by Tatum in close.
Well, the increasing strength of Jason Tatum is making it harder to knock him off his path. That is nice.
Brunson finds Towns. They could use a bucket. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Gonzalez, he's checked in for the Celtics. White comes in for Pritchard.
Well, Nikola Vucevic is a capable back-to-the-basket scorer, and he plays with tremendous confidence, guys.
Towns sets the pick for Brunson. In for his 7th make in 14 tries. Celtics leading by 6. Tatum with it. Good, nice job down low. Tatum's got 10 points in just the second half.
Boy, you love the efficiency with which he's going at things tonight. This is what we've come to expect from him.
Screen by Hart. Anunoby. A 3-pointer off the mark. Boston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Tatum finds Brown. Wide, a screen on Bridges. Here's Brown. Pass to Vucevic. Shoots over Towns, and it's Boston with another.
Vucevic is so smart at understanding when to rise and fire.
Knicks trail by 10. Hart outside. Anunoby with the screen for Hart. Outside, Towns. On the wing, Bridges. Latrey. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Brown's got 6 rebounds now in the game. It's White on the wing. Tatum on the wing. Tatum pulling out one of his many moves.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Shoots the 3. Oh, my. He'll go to the line with a chance for a 4-point play. That's on Jalen Brunson. Some changes for Boston. Kate is checked in, and Sam Hauser subbed in for Gonzalez.
One shot.
And that one falls for White.
We talk about high-effort players. Well, Derek White embodies that very description. Always working hard, always looking to outwork his opponent.
Down low. To stop the run. And the Knicks miss again.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Pass to Tatum. And stolen by Hart. Now Towns. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Towns finds Bridges. Towns a screen on Brown. 6 on the shot clock. There's the triple. Towns, no luck. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Brown the pass to Tatum. Pass to Kata. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got 6 rebounds in the game. Anunoby in the corner. Some nice passing by New York here. Now Brunson. It's stolen by White. There's the drive. Oh, and he feathers one right through. What touch!
Derek White showing you I can put it on the deck and finish off a pretty drive. Nicely done, Derek.
And Mike Brown decides to call timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page.
Let me hear Knicks fans. Coming onto the court now is your Knicks and the Tax Squad. Let's go!
And now it's time for our presentation of the player of the game, Jason Tatum.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. Outside, Anunoby. Now here's Bridges, and another turnover here by New York.
This is one of those nights. Mistake after mistake, a comedy of errors.
Celtics leading by 18. Now Tatum. Here's Kata. Brown fires. That one is off. Now Hart. Oh, off the glass.
That's all grit from Josh Hart. This guy will mix it up on the interior.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Now here's Tatum. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. Just 5 on the clock. 16 feet away. Cleared away by Hart. Knicks trail by 16. Now Brunson. Here's Towns. The shot is off.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Celtics.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And these guys have played very well this season, and this win tonight, guys will push their win column up to 55.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split, 2 games apiece.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Jason Tatum.
What a groove for him this evening. Just stand aside and let the man work.
Towns! Rebounded by Brown. The shot and game clock separated by 4. White outside. Now here's Tatum. Lets it go from 11. That's off. And here's Brunson. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home looking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Jason Tatum.